Great public speakers do three things with their voice, and I'm doing those three things right now. Can you guess what they are? Volume. Let's start with that. Your volume is an integral part of capturing and holding your audience's attention. Most people don't speak loudly enough. They're too quiet. And they're too quiet because they're afraid to take up space. And I don't just mean physical space, although that is also the case. People tend to shrink their bodies when they're speaking on stage. The problem people have with volume is that they're afraid to take up sonic space. They're afraid to fill the room with the sound of their voice. Now, an interesting thing happens when you increase the volume of your voice. When you have a louder bass line for your voice, you have more space to drop down your volume and go to a softer volume that can help to lean people into what you're saying. You see, people don't pay attention just to your volume. They pay attention to how you modulate or change your volume when you're speaking. Let's move on now to pacing, which is the second element of your voice that affects attention. Typically, if you're saying something that's more important, you want to slow down. And slow down even more than normal speech. Conversely, if you're saying something that's less important, then you can speed up. For example, if I'm saying something that's not very important, I can kind of rush through my words, but eventually you want to land on a point. And when you do that, you add space around that point by slowing down your pacing. You want to think of important points you're making when you're speaking as an island of content that has space around it, that space being water in this island analogy. Okay, so that's pacing. The third element of vocal delivery that impacts your audience's attention is pitch. You want to change the pitch height at which you're speaking. For example, when you're asking a question, you might increase the pitch of your voice. When you want to be more emphatic or more authoritative, you can decrease the pitch of your voice. Now, like volume and pacing, the real impact that you'll make with your pitch is in the changes you make to your pitch, not in the pitch height itself. When you are closing a sentence, for example, a thought, a phrase, a sentence, you typically want to decrease the pitch of your voice. The ends of your sentences are more important than the beginnings of your sentences as far as pitch is concerned. Now, you'll notice what I'm doing with my volume and my pacing and my pitch throughout this video. I'm varying it, I'm stretching it out. I'm tugging it in this direction and that direction. I'm varying the variation, the rate of variation, so to speak. I'm keeping you engaged by staying unpredictable with my vocal delivery. And this is that secret sauce that a lot of speakers don't have. And you can tell it immediately when you're listening to a speaker and they don't have that vocal variety. That vocal variety usually boils down to just three things: volume, pacing, and pitch. That's it. If you're not varying these three things, it's often a sign that you're too much in your head. Maybe you're reading from a script, for example, and you have that script in your head, and you're so fixated on the words that you're saying that you can't actually embody what you're saying. And the ability to embody the words that are coming out of your mouth is really the essence of expressivity. Because people will zone out if you're not embodying your words. And what do I mean by embody? Well, as I'm speaking right now, I know this is just coming across in a video. We're not in person right now. But I hope you can tell that when I'm speaking, I'm not just vocalizing words. I'm speaking with my whole body. And that starts with varying these three things. Again, volume, pacing, and pitch. While it is important to vary these three dimensions, I want to be crystal clear about what your baseline should be as a public speaker. Your baseline should be having a volume that's louder than normal speech, a pacing that's slower than normal speech, and a pitch that decreases at the end of your sentences more than normal speech. This should be your baseline. Now, the interesting thing is that when we get nervous or anxious on stage, those three variables tend to go in the opposite directions. You tend to get quieter, your voice contracts. you tend to speed up your speech, again, out of anxiety, and you tend to have an increase in pitch when you're speaking. Your pitch tends to go up. If your voice at any moment is going in one of those directions, getting quieter, getting faster, getting higher in pitch, ask yourself this question: is this change in my voice a choice? Am I choosing this? Or is this instead a physiological response to adrenaline, fear, and anxiety? Your words are only half of the picture. If you're preparing for a speech, or you're going to give a public speech for your class or whatever, keep in mind that how you say your message is just as important as what that message actually is.